So, last we left off, the party had recently been exploring a little bit more of the house. Tylwalyn and our lovely married couple went off to the gallery and discovered some very fascinating lore about the house and the people who lived here. And just a very nice, curious exploration with them. Our Kaskan and Abijah, however, went to investigate the conservatory. They found their bounty, unfortunately, not alive and very much horrifically dead, before defeating the conservatory and getting a strange emerald gem from the top of the tall 50-foot tree that Kaskan so heroically climbed. And after the party reunited, found a room full of very spooky-looking ghosts, or I say ghosts, but they could have just been invisible people, you never really know. And after getting some healing from these, strange, helpful spirits, they are returning to the conservatory to go get their bounty's body so they can hopefully at least get a lesser reward for their troubles. So all of you are walking back through the house again, back towards the conservatory. As you all walk in through the glass doors into the now plantless room, as all the plants deteriorated into ash, can everyone give me a perception check?
Nat 20.
Oh my god.
6.
6.
Y'all are so powerful today.
What'd you get?
I got a 7.
I got 14.
The fact that you and I got 6 and 7, though, that's pretty great.
What did Kaskan get?
Listen, they're not here to be smart. They're there to be pretty.
3. Okay. So everyone else.
So all the dudes don't see shit. The guys don't see shit.
Everyone walking. Well, Maylee got 7, right?
14.
Oh, 14. I'm sorry, I misheard that. That's my bad. So yeah, Maylee, you walk in. You just hyper focus on the fact you see all the ash and the dust. You just fixate on the fact that your bounty, your money, is basically dead on the floor over there in a pile of ash, looking horrifically mangled and dead, very dead. And so you're just kind of distracted by that. Tylwalyn, on a roll of a nat 20 at the very beginning of session, always a good sign. You scan the room. Now that it's cleared of plants and most things, you can kind of get a better idea of see a better sense of the area. While there is a thick layer of ash and dust over everything now since the plants deteriorated, you see that there's this huge conservatory, glass all along the walls, stretching up to the ceiling. The ceiling just kind of a very thin cover overhead. You see that under all of this foliage, there was an actual conservatory here. There was furniture and there were other things in here. You can see sections where plants were supposed to grow, and where things were actually organized to actually be walkable and normal. So this place, if it was overrun with plants, like Kaskan and Abijah told you, it was definitely very overgrown. And it just consumed all sorts of stuff that was in this room. You don't see anything interesting in this. However, you do see on either side of the room, you see 2 doors. You see one to the left that you assume is leading to the same drawing room that's right there, that you were all talking about before. You see the second one over to where you would assume the second drawing room would be. You see where the door used to be, but it is now sort of unenterable and sort of covered in rubble and just completely unpassable through there, leading to the right drawing room. And that is what you see in this room, other than the dead body on the ground.
So Abijah's gonna fold his arms and be cocky and just point to the dead, dusty corpse and be like,
Yes, we see it.
Good job, it's
Good.
dead.
You do have eyes, yet again.
Hey, baby,
So what do you
you wanna help me out?
Yes, darling, what do you need?
Dead.
Of course. He pulls his sword out and he just, chops
So
off
I'll
the head.
turn around.
What are you two doing?
He goes
Hey.
to chop the head off, you know.
No, I know that.
We're collecting our bounty, obviously.
You could do it without chopping the head off. How about we just move him to, like, you know, the foyer of the house, and then we can just take him up on our way out?
Well, if you
It
don't
would
see
be-
it'll still be there.
It's far more
Why
manageable
would
to
not?
just carry the head. Why do we need to
I'm
carry the
sitting
whole
here.
body?
I just, you know, I'm so very sorry that, you know, you just have to live up to your stereotype as a rat to have to, you know, do something so vile. So just
I'm
go
gonna
ahead, I won't look.
The head,
Hold
and
on.
I'm gonna chase him with it.
He's gonna
first
kick
on
you.
you.
If
First,
you try to like boogum, he's gonna like go to kick you.
well, hang on. First, can Lisandro do roll me like an attack roll
wanna
to see if you can chop? It's not going to be very low DC. It's just to see if you can actually like chop this head off.
Oh my
Good
god.
Oh my god, please fuck up the head cutting and you just get like the top half of the skull.
Oh, don't.
We're doing this for fun. I just love. Yeah, what did you roll?
What did you
See, this is why I make my players roll for this stuff. I
Oh.
just it
Beautiful.
leads to such the most fun things. You, Abijah or not Abijah, or Abijah and Maylee are over arguing about this head business. Lisandro kind of walks over. I imagine like you're kind of getting your sword out to chop this head off while you're talking, so you're just like distracting yourself by arguing with him, and you walk over to chop this head off, and you just completely miss the guy's neck, and instead just like cut straight into his face, like into his eyes. You don't cut it in half, so it's not like you chop this guy's skull off. You just like it's just a very nasty like cleave into this guy's eyes.
Is it stuck? Is it like stuck in the? Is it stuck in the
Oh,
head?
it's stuck for a moment. It's gonna be easy to rip out, but you're just like you've completely destroyed. You've made this face. In a way, I'm telling you that you've made this face unrecognizable now.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Oh honey, look at that! Now you can't get the bounty because that don't look like the bounty no more. Damn, your
Lisandro
husband
pick-
fucked up.
Can Lisandro pick up the body and throw it over at Abijah?
Give me an athletics
Wait.
check.
I think Chidinma.
Thinking, is there a way that I would know of a different way for us to get the bounty of, like,
It's a
other than
7.
having the face?
Give me a
No body eating.
Give me a intelligence check.
Me?
No, Tylwalyn. So you roll 7. You just try and get this body off the ground. It's a lot heavier than it looks. This guy's wearing armor and has like, you know, weapons and stuff on him. So you just kind of like getting the body off the ground is not as easy as it looked.
He is quite heavy.
He chonky.
I got 19, so a 22.
Oh,
Mm.
she's so smart.
Okay, so finally,
Numbers are
listen,
going
It's
down.
my curse of that
Going
roll
down.
now.
So you
I know.
So Tylwalyn, you kind of sit there while they're all arguing and having this whole kerfuffle with each other. You could still totally bring this guy back and try and argue for the reward. It will be difficult because he is, dead, and also now you've kind of fucked up his face a little bit. It was already fucked up with all the plants and stuff like that, but now you've just kind of like, just eyes are gone, like bridge of the nose is smashed, all of that kind of thing. But you do think that if you were to bring him back, I mean, people have magic, people have like records of this kinds of stuff, you know. While this is like old fantasy, you know, they're not completely like, you know, just out of touch with all these things. You're sure that there's some way with magic that they could still recognize that this is your bounty and give you a reward. It just might be longer than if you just dragged him back the way you were supposed to.
Still not looking at the bounty. She's gonna say, "It's fine. We can still probably turn him in for the bounty. Just don't damage it any farther."
You think they will recognize this pulp?
Yeah, because I don't
Maybe.
recognize. Even I don't know what it
Good
looks
enough.
like anymore.
Okay, let's bring him.
You look like
Magic. We have magic. It's okay. We could probably like
Magic.
do some sort of mending kind of thing where they can reconstruct his face or something like that. Just
Good enough.
don't damage it any farther. So
Do
can
I
we
have
just
mending?
move it to the floor?
Wait! I want to see if I
oh
have
my
mending.
god.
Hold
I
on.
don't think I mean you can't heal it, it's a corpse. Would mending work?
Give me.
That
I
is
forgot to pull up
not-
all your sheets. Hang on.
I do have mending. I have mending.
Hang on one moment. Let me get your character sheets because I forgot to pull them up.
That's fair.
I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna tell you what you can do with mending.
I would not think you could do this, but okay.
Listen, I'm a chaotic DM. I allow for many things. I'm gonna say... okay. Now, this does say that you can only make repairs to an object.
But is a dead body an object?
Dead body. That's where we have the predicament. Is a dead body an object?
Because it's not a person anymore. It's just a dead corpse.
This is getting really into the weird moral areas of D&D.
This is where I, as a DM, have to decide if a dead body counts as an object for the mending spell. I'm gonna say, because here's the funny thing. Okay, here's the funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen another campaign that has let someone reconstruct a skeleton using mending. So I'm gonna say, roll me an Arcana check, Abijah. See if Abijah actually thinks this will work.
All right, hold on. Okay.
Or has the magical prowess to do such a holy feat.
God.
All right.
Abijah's gonna give Lisandro the smuggest look if this works.
Listen, we'll get him back. Don't worry.
Oh no, what did you roll?
I got a nat 20.
Everyone is getting the good rolls and I get nothing.
I started off with like a 6, so
Abijah, you look at this guy's face and you squint and you think for a moment. As Tylwalyn mentions, perhaps they have some kind of mending or sort of spell that could fix his face. You just clap on that halo. You walk over with your hands glowing with pink light, wave them over this guy's face with that radiant pink energy, and you watch as his face still has, it's like completely gnarly. Like it's like this guy has a really gnarly scar across his face. It does not look normal, but you have somehow mended his face to a point where it's recognizable again. Just really fucked up. So
it's all right. Don't feel mad. I don't feel bad. Sometimes it just takes a real man to fix a problem.
But you're not a real man.
Your gods are very strong in you.
What?
Your gods. They're very powerful for you.
Yes, they are. It's why I have their blood inside of me.
That is
That's
more
kinda
information than I desired to know about you.
So I'm gonna turn back around since she doesn't now have to see like the inside of the head anymore.
It's fixed. It's just
Good enough.
Yeah.
Let's bring him back to the entrance.
yeah.
that
So
is.
he also clapped and his halo turned back on. It's like that as well.
just
Just mention so we don't have to come back in here. She says as they're like dragging the body out to the foyer. There's 2 doors in there. One they lead to either side of the drawing room. So that means our exits or some other information that we're going to need is going to be inside those. But the one on the right, however, is blocked off, so we couldn't have entered from the conservatory to get into that.
All right, so then we'll have to go to the left then. That just seems like if we can't go right, then we go left, right?
Let's go and explore those drawing rooms first.
All right, it's not like we have much else to do, so...
We already
We're
went
just gonna-
through left,
yeah.
so let's go right.
So so just to clarify, you're not going to the drawing room anymore. You're going out. So you're going out of the conservatory and you're going right, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
After we dropped off the body, but yeah.
Yeah. I
Kaskan
need
just
to actually...
set the body at the entrance.
Yeah,
There.
I'm gonna assume Kaskan...
So you just prop the body against the
I just
door.
prop the body up, pat his head, is just like, no more harm for you, please.
The body's like just kind of like awkwardly posed, just like broken jaw, everything.
Yeah, fucking dead corpse. Yeah.
Just looks totally mangled.
No more harm, please.
Share my hat with the corpse.
What?
You
I'm
put
gonna
your
share my
hat
hat
on
with the corpse. I'm gonna put it on the corpse and give it my big fluffy coat. Like, there you go.
This corpse lays
You
there.
tuck-
It is
you-
now looks like a fucked up zombie corpse, just with a little hat on and a big fluffy coat. That is now like just now the perfect fit for him because this was more human-sized. It's just
It's just a little
stands there
plastered.
looking
It's
absolutely
okay.
fucked up.
He deserves respect.
So you all walk out of the conservatory, set the body up by the door, just kind of weirdly prop him up with a top hat and a coat now, and you all walk to the right. As you do, more lights come on, and you sort of look around. It looks a lot like the left side did in terms of layout. You see the sort of drawing room door on that side, the right side drawing room, and you see, that's now on your left, obviously, the way you're facing. To your right, you see another smaller door under the stairs again, probably another morning room, like the other one where you saw the spirits in Victorian clothes. And you see straight ahead of you, towards the end of the room, you see another door leading to another area of the house.
All right, so where should we go next?
Let's go into the morning room first.
Any objections, or are you all just going to stay quiet for the rest of the night?
I should not make plans.
I'm sorry. Are you two... not talking to Kaskan. Are you two upset that I fixed our problem? Is that why you're not talking anymore? Was your ego hurt a little bit?
No, I just hope that if I stop talking to you, you'll stop talking too. You're very annoying.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be working, darling. Unfortunately.
Oh, so I was right.
We did agree no fighting, right?
I don't think we agreed.
I said no fighting, right?
You did, and none of us said okay.
I will say okay.
I will not throw the first punch, but I will defend myself.
You seem to be a very defensive person.
We just need to get out of this house. Let's get out of this house, please. Please.
Poor Tylwalyn.
I know.
Into the morning room.
Yes, we're in the morning room now.
Okay, y'all turn and you go into the other morning room. You walk inside. It looks very much like the male morning room, but like kind of like how the cloak room on this side was also more like slightly more feminine and like looked more like a ladies cloak room. This one looks more like a ladies morning room. There's like more the wallpaper's different, although worn and like tattered. The furniture looks a little bit different, and instead of seeing floating suits and hats and monocles around, you see these like floating like Victorian dresses, just like lovely gowns and things like that. Those kind of like little hats that have like all sorts of little like flowers and feathers and things like that. Just kind of like all there, like drinking invisible tea and all that kind of stuff, just floating teacups and tea plates. And as you will enter, all of the invisible figures in the room turn to look at you all.
I'm gonna curtsy and say again in Elvish, "Hello, ladies. How was your day then?"
I'm gonna curtsy too.
They they seem to room kind of relaxes a little bit. They all kind of curtsy back. You see some of them seem to like you see like some invisible like gloves, just like gloved arms that like kind of raise and sort of wave at you a little bit in greeting. They're all just very polite.
Wow. I love it here.
Abijah will do the same. He'll be like polite. He'll like, you know, take like a very gentlemanly bow and be like, "We're honored to be within your presence."
Like before, they don't really say anything back to you, but they definitely sort of just like wave their hand. They're just all kind of curtsying back to you and all that.
We have a question for you, dears. If you could, would you tilt your head for yes? You tilt your hats for yes, and remove your hats for no. We would like to know if you would know, Minnie.
Wait, real quick. Are they wearing hats or are they wearing gloves?
Some of them are, yeah.
Those hats are usually pinned in their hair, though.
Yeah.
They can't take them out.
Listen, it's fine. Don't worry, they can't.
They're ghosts. Quan.
Doesn't mean Tylwalyn has to know that.
Yeah.
So the lady that's sort of like look that Tylwalyn's kind of looking at, she kind of nods her head yes. Doesn't really take the hat or move the hat, but it's just more like kind of tilts her head a little bit. In yes.
Alright, so, can Abijah ask something?
Yeah.
Alright, so then Abijah's gonna go up to one, it's like, and does this Minnie, since you know her, does she practice dark evil magic by any chance?
Evil.
He's got a bias, so like he's gonna just ask. Like,
give me an insight check, Abijah.
Me? Okay. +5, so so 21.
21. You see that the spirit, when you say like, does Minnie practice dark magic, I'm assuming that Abijah kind of says that slightly like accusatory.
Yeah, yeah.
Like kind of like, oh, sure, she does the evil things, right? You see that the spirit like sort of like looks at you for a moment and kind of waits as if like trying to are you speaking Elvish?
Oh, I do not know.
Yeah.
Damn.
So one moment.
Because I was able to ask questions before, that's why I thought.
But on your insight check, I'll still tell you. She seems confused a little at your question, but you get the sense at the way she kind of moves back a little bit that she took your tone as something negative and that she didn't like your tone.
Okay. So, all right, he's going to punch. Like, I'm sorry if that came off as a bit abrasive. It's just that with everything we've seen in the house so far tonight, I don't feel as if something... Our bounty was killed in a very horrific way. And so it already has a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. And so I just sensed to assume that there is dark arts here.
He doesn't know what you're saying, dumbass.
I was gonna just go and like, I'm so sorry for him. What he means to ask is, did she have... She's like trying to think of a better way where it's glad. She's like, you know what? Never mind.
Well, what do you mean? We should know. We should know if this Minnie is bad. Tylwalyn, I'm just saying we need to be prepared.
Yeah, I'm not. But maybe...
hang real quick. Can Abijah make me a Constitution saving throw?
Okay.
Me sitting here like, how bad could a Minnie be? Just listen to that name. A Minnie could never be bad.
A Minnie could never be bad.
Okay,
It's just a little Minnie.
Okay, 19.
Oh.
Yeah,
all right.
19.
You, as you say, this Minnie could be bad, or just, kind of something along the lines, while the spirit you were talking to doesn't quite understand what you're saying, when you say that, she seems to register what you're implying, and you suddenly, all of you watch as the clothes fall to the ground, as Abijah suddenly is just, his clothes and hair start whipping around in like a violent torrent of like wind almost all around him, as dust kind of swirls with him, like going sort of towards his face and his eyes and all that kind of stuff, as the spirit then disappears. And you did pass your save, so you managed to like quickly blink out the dust and get it out of your nose real quick. But that spirit did not like that you said that.
Not
Great
much
job,
of a gentle.
you pissed it off.
So I was gonna apologize again. Like, we're so sorry for him.
I know women aren't your forte or interest, but please do try to be nicer.
Not a good person. What we do mean to ask of you guys is, though, did you, however, have another person other than us that wandered in this house that wasn't a part of the Valentine family?
The spirit you're talking to nods her head.
Were they able to find a way out? We appreciate you guys' hospitality, but he's not a very hospitable person now, as you can see.
The spirit thinks a moment and
Just
nods her head. Give me an insight check.
"12."
You can't quite tell what it is, but you get the sense that as the spirit kind of hesitated to say yes, that was like, in a way, that was sort of a yes, kind of, in terms of her answer, but you don't really know exactly what the kind of is.
Make it out with their whole body attached to them?
Again, like, kind of hesitates and nods. Sort of just kind of, you are still sort of confused about what the sort of, what the maybe is here.
You should ask her if Minnie's here.
On the house at the moment? Do we know if we could talk to her?
The spirit kind of, you see, sort of looks around at the other spirits again. And if everyone wants to, you can all roll me an insight check for this.
Ooh, it's
Hell yeah.
low. What's my insight again?
19.
Woo!
Oh, yay.
10.
What are we
Yeah.
rolling?
Insight.
Insight.
5.
Oh, I
5.
got a nat 20, but plus 2, so 22.
What did Kaskan get?
Got 5.
Okay. I'm gonna say everyone who got like kind of sort of 12 and above, you kind of notice, like, again, there's just some hesitation. The spirit doesn't actually answer Tylwalyn's question, and seems kind of just too reluctant to. Maylee, on that nat 20, you sort of see the idea that question is, like, again, they're faceless spirits. They don't have any kind of faces or anything you can really read off of. You just kind of have to read off of body language. And what you can gather is that the answer to this question is probably yes. But you think, based on how they are acting, that they don't want to encourage you to do so.
Tylwalyn
So Abijah's
said they did not answer her question, and
So Abijah's gonna go over to Tylwalyn and, like, whisper to her. He's like, they seem to like you better than me. Do you want to just ask if she's killed anybody here, or if people have left this house alive? Because
Or
I
we
don't seem to
don't.
speak it, and I seem to have insulted them. So I just think we should know what we're up against if it does get to that point.
Hey, why don't you ask them the question that offended them when I said it? But now they understand you.
He's just
No,
he's asking. He's like, he's not trying to be a dick. He's like just trying to, like, this is what he thinks. So he's trying to ask her, like,
I think that's a stupid idea. Let's not.
You really do
question
seem
to ask. And
like
so she's gonna ask when Elvish again. Does Rose Valentine still come in here?
The spirit, you notice that she can't take off her hat, so instead she just makes it very point to shake her head no.
That's so sad.
Hmm.
She doesn't have her mommy.
Why would she come back? Is this about the painting again?
Yes. Well, did I not mention it? Remember
I
that
see
old
no
lady
resemblance. I see no resemblance.
I'll point them out later when we get back there. But first, I don't think I remember to mention it to Kaskan or Abijah, but there was a painting of that old lady. She's a Valentine. Her name was Rose Valentine.
Allegedly.
Ask how old those paintings are. Surely
Well,
Minnie isn't a child anymore.
So the old woman was part of this
Do you
house.
So
really
wait.
think that these...
So you're implying that these old women adopted a tiefling daughter?
I think
Could
that's
be her
about
daughter.
Going.
Why else would you adopt
Not
a child?
really. I do not think they actually adopted her, because after all, Violet was the one who was referred to as Minnie's mom, but only by a mini, as far as I could tell, since she didn't actually have an actual portrait of herself up. So
He's gonna give one of those like knowing looks, but he's not gonna say anything. Like he's definitely thinking something really fucking racist, but he's not saying something. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, I'm trying to describe that like look where it's like.
You mean the church judge look, where they're just they have pink hair.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of thing.
is there any other questions we would like to ask that aren't
Ask how old Minnie is.
something that Abijah might say to an actual person?
Just audible gasp. Just like.
You do seem to have a knack for offending anyone that is of the female race, or, well, anyone who's feminine.
I think he's
Then why do I offend
in general?
you? Then why do I offend you so much?
Real quick, Tylwalyn, as you said that about Abijah, one of the spirits seems to silently laugh and walks over and like taps your head, and you're healed for 10 hit points.
Oh, no.
I like these ladies.
Okay. That means I'm now fully healed.
Wow.
I'm just saying, it seems to be a trend in which you have an aversion and or a very hard to seem like you're flirting and or being nice to anyone who is a female. I'm just wondering, is it perhaps you have interests that are on the other side, which is why you behave in such a brutish way?
Well, not realizing where this conversation is going is gonna
I have to think of a good comeback to come back to that, because
It's really a conversation for when we're trapped in a house that wants to eat us.
I'll say
Thank you,
Lisandro,
Kaskan. Thank you, Kaskan.
Because you've sort of like this whole time kind of just been roasting Abijah, and some of the spirits are kind of like put off by him because he spooked one of their friends away. They're like, he said something weird. One of them walks up to you, like taps your shoulder, or not taps your shoulder, taps your head, and you have 10 hit points.
Yay.
I'm gonna pull out her notebook because she doesn't realize where this conversation is actually is. Like, oh no, I know, I've read about this somewhere, and she's like looking through her notes and like, it's something to do with a mother complex. Yes.
Delightful.
If you don't have a mom.
He just
mommy issues.
Yeah, he just deadpans. He's just like, he's insulted, but it's more of that just like, really? Like
I'm just gonna go over and like really sweetly like pat his arm and just be like, it's okay, buddy.
Oh, did your mommy not love you either?
No, my mom loved me.
So Juan's gonna look up from her book and just like, did I say something wrong?
No, you said the most wonderful thing you have.
That was
this entire time.
Thank you.
Just.
Can we please return our focus to escape the house?
Can we try to get out of here, please?
Please.
I kind of like it here.
We do have it. I do remember another question. Do you know where locations of gems, like, and then she pulled out the emerald, or, yeah, it was an emerald, right?
It was the green one, yeah.
Yeah. The green gem from do you know where we could find any more gems like these?
Give me another insight check.
All of us, or just her?
Just her.
22.
22. The spirit nods again, but you get the impression that she nods yes, that she knows kind of where other gems are in this house, but sort of in that way of just like, yeah, but I don't know how to help you.
Okay. Then, let's see. Could you, however, hold up your fingers in the amount that there are?
I'm gonna say the one you were talking to doesn't have gloves on, so she kind of like looks at her invisible hands for a second, and a different one comes from about like behind her with gloves, like with the kind of long gloves on, and she holds up her hand. Were you asking, just to clarify, were you asking how many are left or how many are there in total?
In total.
In total. She holds up 5 fingers and then 1.
Oh,
Total
joy.
40.
This is going to be a scavenger hunt, isn't it?
Means there's 5.
There's 7. That means 7 in total. Like the sins.
6, idiot.
6.
Can you
total.
count?
No, wait, hold on. No, I thought okay. No, wait, okay. No,
in
wait,
total.
hold it. No, in total. No, okay, I misheard. I thought like with our 1 there were 6 left. Okay, my bad. Never mind. Scratch that. I'm sorry. That was a me bad. That wasn't a him bad. So it's just.
We should have just
Michie
left it. It was a
tried.
good bad.
But he's not that dumb. He's just an asshole.
Listen, he wasn't paying attention. That's all.
She's now got because she remembers she was like thinking of what the note says. Like, remember which direction is the library?
One of the spirits, sort of like tries to think, seemingly of how she can answer this question, being that they can't talk to you back. And you see her point, sort of, you're all facing into the room, the door's behind you. She kind of points to your right, like past you on your right, slightly diagonally. So you think just putting, like, just kind of out of character telling you like where this would be. You think in the next room, the door you saw at the end of this room, in the next room there's probably a library somewhere over there.
Questions for anyone? If anyone else wants to ask them? No?
I do.
Tell them.
Okay.
But okay. Okay.
Non-offensive.
Not
Can
offensive.
you tell
but
them I'm
thank
very
you.
sorry we interrupted their tea party?
Oh, Kaskan is trying to say.
Oh, then we are so very sorry we interrupted your tea party, and we wish you a good day. Tylwalyn's gonna curtsy again, and then shoo the rest of the people out of the room.